Hi, today I'm going to be showing you a craft in case it's something that you wanted to do over the break. I know we did a craft last Wednesday, so this is something sort of like it. It's just on videotape so you can watch it at your own time. I'm going to be showing you things that you can make with pine cones because pine cones are relatively simple to find. It's something that almost everyone has. If you don't have a pine cone, with the permission of your parents, you could go outside and look for a pine cone. There are plenty of different types of pine cones, different sizes, different textures, different shapes. It all depends on what you want to use. So I made Rudolph, and this took about 30 minutes. And you can use different kinds of supplies. You could use markers, you could use glue, you could use glitter glue, googly eyes, pom-poms. I also grabbed some sticks that weren't so hard to break. They were easier and smaller in size, and they sort of looked like the reindeer's antlers. So that's what I did for this first craft. All it required was the pom-pom, the two googly eyes. I used some sort of glue. Now, you don't want to use stick glue because most likely it's not going to work. It's not going to hold. Your project might fall apart, and that would be very upsetting. You can also use markers to draw the eyes and draw the nose if you don't have any of the pom-poms or the other supplies. You can use sequins, keep your mind open, whatever kind of art supplies that you have, go ahead and use it. Make sure that you are working in an area that you're allowed to be working in, making sure that you're not getting anything on carpeting or furniture. So make sure that either you have newspaper down or you're in a spot where you won't be getting any stains or anything. Also, make sure of your clothing. You wouldn't want to be wearing something that could get stained, so you might want to change into play clothes if you have them. If you have long sleeves on, you just might want to roll them up. So for this project, I'm going to be showing you how to make a Christmas tree with a pine cone. So there are a large variety. The other day, when I went for a walk, I picked up different kinds of pine cones. We can see that some of them are small. There's some sticks in there, just kind of anything that I found to be clever. I just kind of picked up. I might use this as a tree. It looks like a good shape. This one wouldn't stand up so much, so I wouldn't choose this if I were to make a tree. It's up to you what you use. This one's kind of smashed. Alright, so this looks like my best choice. And to get started, I have watercolor paints, paintbrushes, and a cup full of water. Like I said, you could use marker. I'm pretty sure it would show up. Make sure it's washable marker, and that you roll up your sleeves if you already haven't, if you're planning on doing this project. Also, if you're going to do the Rudolph project, I just want to point out that you want to be careful. Make sure you don't get a splinter. If you're breaking sticks, you could ask your parents for help. If they're very tiny, you might just be able to break them yourselves. But don't do anything that seems to be too hard. An adult can always give you some help with something. So to start my tree, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find a paintbrush that's going to cover most of it. And I'm going to choose a dark color because I want it to show up. So I'm going to paint this as if it were parts of the tree. I'm going to get some more on my brush. And I really like how it takes the shape of a tree. So it could be made many different ways. Remember, if you make a craft or if you come up with a different idea, there are many different things you could make. You could make a Santa with a beard. You could make an elf. You could just make a fun design. Make sure to show me if you do one of these projects, you can submit it, and then I'll be able to see it. And I'm sure whatever you make is going to be wonderful. when I'm done painting, I am going to be adding sequins, sort of like how I did in my toilet paper roll nutcracker craft that we did last week. I plan to put that on the internet sometime shortly as well. So just to give you an example, we see how these little tree branches are being painted and sort of turning like a greenish color, like a Christmas tree. And I might just do this one little section just to show you and give you an example of what I might do after, is I would want to get my glue, and we won't need googly eyes unless that's something you wanted to add to your tree, like maybe if you wanted to make it a character. I want to add sequins, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple of sequins and just lightly place them on the tree. See how they're looking as if they're the Christmas lights on the tree? So I will finish this project. There's other things that you can use, like string, if you want to make a bow. Just be creative, have a good time, and have a wonderful holiday.